Ah, there you are, trench coat. Just the person I wanted to see. How you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. You excited for more Forgotten City? Because after this game, after we're done this game, we've got another pretty interesting game that we're going to be trying out. Hope you're excited. So the new plan is we're going to, well, we're going to have to do something a little crazy. We're going to have to take something. Okay, that's better. The game was hiccuping a little bit there. Yeah, I can hear you. Like the one thing I sometimes wish I couldn't hear. Alright. Oh, good. So after this game, we're going to be... There's another game I have. It's called Faraday Protocol. It looks very interesting. So, yeah. So right now, what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to steal some denarii, run like the North Wind back to what's his name, restart this whole entire cycle again, basically. And hopefully not kill ourselves while we do it. Hey, Connor. Good to see you, buddy. Glad you can make it. So on Twitch I have a special font. I wish, Trenchcoat, I wish you could see it. It's amazing. Maybe if I figure out how to get stream elements to work on YouTube, it'd be amazing. But I've got a new font, and if you notice, we have the follower font is different also for my Twitch. So isn't that exciting?
Vote for Malleolus for a free drink at my tavern.
I don't want to like be right next to her when we steal it.
You stay away from my money.
We didn't exactly.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Alright, well, we're gonna read this real quick.
God have mercy.
Whoop-ass.
I'm just gonna take this. And I'm gone. I am gone. We're actually gonna see what happens to this guy. That's interesting. Alright. So here's the plan. This is the new plan. We're going to give... What's his name? The cure... quickly. Then we're going to run to Lupus. Yeah, literally. So let's get this done.
Salve, friend. Oh. Yulia. Let me. Oh,
Alright, so he's gonna go do that. We also now have a scroll or evidence against her.
The 49 melodies.
Let's give her hope.
Just a, but the bloodless. The, I had he give, and now.
Okay, she's good. So I hope. So now she's saved. So now we can save Lupus. Even though we know what he already knows, but he doesn't know that we know what he already knows. Basically, to sum it up. So after we help Lupus, then we're going to confront the bar lady about her little scam. And then we'll go from there. There's probably a lot more we have to do.
Salve, friend. I'm Octavia. Welcome. All right. Well, it was lovely to meet you. I look forward to
Hello,
getting to
Zyx
know you
Gaming.
better
Good to
over
see
the
you.
coming months. And if you ever...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh, no. No. Well, P.S., what do you...
That's...
What?
Why do you...
Please help.
Alright.
You... Well, you don't understand. I don't... It's two if I backed out... Oh, really? But we're still in debt bondage to that monster. Unless you happen to have 2,000 denarii to pay off both of our debts.
I do have 2,000 denarii.
Really? Wait. So, I guess you'd want me to work for you then?
No.
You'd do that for us? A couple of complete strangers?
Yeah, I would. Of
It
course.
seems today we're both blessed. This did not turn out how I thought. Thank you, friend. I never thought people like you existed.
Oh, we do.
Thank you. I'll go and pay off our debts immediately. I just wish there was some way I could repay you. But I have nothing but the tunic on my back.
Don't worry about it.
I'll go and take care of things with Malleolus and tell Yulia the good news. Thanks again, friend. I'll never forget what you did for us.
Cool. Well, that was easy. Okay, so Lupus is now, or where, Julius is now alive. Whew. Whew.
What you did was extraordinary, and I'll never forget it. I'm thankful that you're here. Can I help you with something?
This.
Even if I had seen it, and I'm not saying I have, I couldn't in good conscience give it to you. That's all I'll say.
Do we really? So we have to find Octavia's home. And prompt Octavia to visit the secret shrine. So... do I really push her? I'm gonna push her.
What you're doing is disgusting, and it's not going to work. Shame on you. Even if I had seen it.
Okay, that didn't work out. So, I need to go and, where would I find her place at? Also, the secret shrine door, I know where it is. It's back here. It's this door here. So... We still have 2,000 denarii. So, for those of you that are just joining us, Zach's Gaming, we're playing the Forgotten City, and basically these people live by this rule. Right, there's Aurelia. The gold rule being many shall suffer for the crimes of one. So basically, what we've been doing is we've been trying to figure out what's going on here, and what we found out is that we're in basically a sort of limbo. And every time we do something that's basically a crime, we get to go back and basically reset. We remember everything, but no one else doesn't, except one person, and that is the ruler of this place. Right, so we have Aurelia's diary. So maybe we could use this scroll as a chip, or we could confront what's her name, which I've already planned to do. That's the summary I gave is pretty much a thin summary over what amounts to a huge novel of stuff, basically. Because there's a lot of other stuff that happens in this game. It's kind of crazy. So the plan now is to... Hi. I know. So, where would her place be?
Ah, a fellow traveler from a faraway land.
Something like that. Yeah, literally, it's Groundhog Day.
Greetings and salutations.
We never have to set foot in that villa again.
What? How?
This complete stranger just walked up and gave us the money to pay off our debts.
So he's celebrating with... Ooh, it's an anvil. Shovel! But yeah, that summary is like the... That summary is the best summary I can probably give you of this game. Right now I'm just trying to figure out where What's-Her-Face lives. On the baths, definitely not. Because I want to look for that, disc thing. Doop. Dreads. Of course, I always run into some locked chest somewhere. We've made progress in this game. A lot of it too. We also need to get him free. But yeah, it's just a matter of time, you know?
Shiny.
Aye.
Salve and welcome. Need something?
For the last
Uh,
What?
been here good people here. My friend Georgius is always mending our clothes, and Virgil makes sure these old walls don't fall down around us. Well, he does his best. I'm just saying, there are worse places you could live out your days. Well, I can tell from your funny accent you're not from around here, but that doesn't mean you don't belong, does it? Oh, I try not to worry about it. I mean, if people are nice to each other, we won't have anything to worry about, will we? Thanks. And I like your teeth. They're so white. And your clothes. Oh, I bet my friend Georgius would like to get a look at you. And I'm sure he'd love to chatter about the golden rule with you too. He'll be just across the forum in his shop.
Cool.
Oh. You're funny. I bet my friend Georgius will like you. And those interesting clothes of yours. And I'm sure he'd love to chatter about the golden rule with you too. He'll be just across the forum in his shop. All right.
That is true, Trenchcoat. That is true. Oh, cool. It's bread. Yeah. That is a thought, isn't it? It's an interesting thought. A very interesting thought.
Oh, shiny.
A golden bow, just like Apollo and Diana's.
Good observation. Oh. Have I talked to Virgil yet? I don't know if I've talked to Virgil yet. Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't.
Ah, a new face. Salve, and welcome to a little community. My name's impossible to pronounce for most people, so you can just call me Virgil. I hear we have you to thank for saving Julia's life. I'm glad you arrived when you did. Well, I'm an architect. Or at least I was back in Rome. That's probably too grandiose a term to collapsing on people, that kind of thing. But you probably don't want to hear about the ingenious architecture or mysterious history of this place.
Might as well tell him me everything.
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Some of these shrines, they're constructed hundreds of years ago, which means Romans have been arriving here for at least that long. But there's one thing that puzzles me. The oldest shrine in this avenue isn't Roman at all. It's Greek. I'm not sure. It could mean that the Romans who first started building here were just copying Greek architecture, which they do all the time. Or it could mean that there were Greeks living and worshipping here before the Romans arrived. Which begs the interesting question, who really built this place? And could it be far older than any of us imagine? If only there was a way we could talk to the people who came here before us. The stories they could tell. Gladly. Personally, my favorite thing about this place is the aqueducts. Those series of adjoining arches. They're an ingenious feat of Roman engineering with a very practical purpose. They take fresh water coming from outside the city and distribute it all across the chasm. It's funneled below the palace and into a cistern beneath the great temple. Some of it flows down into another cistern beneath the villas. And the rest is funneled to the shrine of Proserpina, where it fills the lake and allows us to fish and farm. Hey, not so loud. Just talking about that could anger the gods for all we know. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you'd have to find a way inside somehow. Just, please, try to be a bit more discreet about it. You mean the Great Temple? This one's a bit of a mystery. Given the way it's positioned so prominently, looking down on us, it's clear that whoever built it felt it was the most important temple in the city. Unfortunately, someone else went out of their way to keep its purpose a mystery. You see, usually a temple is dedicated to a particular god, like Proserpina or Diana or Apollo. Usually, that god is obvious. But in this case, it's unknown. There's an obelisk out the front, which probably used to bear the name of this unknown god. But it appears some barbarian defaced it. And of course we can't get inside because it's locked up tighter than the Temple of Saturn in Rome. And that contains the treasury. So we're all left wondering, which god is that temple dedicated to? And could it
We
be
already
the one
know
responsible for the Golden Rule?
who is responsible
Unless
for the Golden
somebody
Rule.
figures out a way inside.
Trenchcoat knows.
I suppose we'll never know.
It's the underworld guy.
Of course. You wouldn't believe how often the new ones ask that question. But I'd tell you the same thing I tell everyone else. There are much worse places to live out your days. You might have a few sleepless nights thinking about the Golden Rule. But once you get used to the fear, knowing that a single slip-up could cost you everything, it's not too bad. Nothing new to me, anyway. Oh, I just mean I grew up in the Batavi tribe, far to the north in 𝕮𝖏𝖙𝖏𝖙𝖊𝖓, and learned to expect a bit of hostility. They weren't nearly as tolerant as the Romans. Some people say it's divine, the work of a god, but I'm not so sure. It just seems so flawed to me. Like it's distinctly human. I mean, once you've been here long enough, you'll notice people doing things that just seem so wrong to you. But this so-called god doesn't seem to care. Which means one of two things. Either you don't know the difference between right and wrong, or this unknown god doesn't. And I'm pretty sure I know the difference. Do you?
I'm gonna mention something once we're done all this conversation stuff about something we've gathered.
Good. Then I hope you'll agree that there are only two ways of dealing with unfair rulers. The first is to leave. The second is to remove the ruler from power. And it seems leaving may not be an option. Good question. It's best if I say no more, but I hope you'll give it some thought. Look, I haven't done anything wrong, if that's what you're thinking. Somebody just has a problem with my preference for male company.
Oh, I see.
Hey, nothing gets by you, huh? Sorry, that was mean. Yes, I like men. And when you grow up in the north, as I did, in the city of 𝕮𝖏𝖙𝖏𝖙𝖏, you expect a bit of hostility. The Batavi are not known for their tolerance. I saw enough friends killed or driven away to know the cost of not keeping your personal affairs to yourself. So I hid who I was for, what was it, nearly 10 years? Watching what I said and where I looked. But that kind of fear eats away at you slowly, until living isn't any better than the thing you were afraid of. Needless to say, since I'm now living underground, halfway across the known world, with an assumed name, my openness didn't go down well among the enlightened folk of the Batavi. In any case, the Romans are far more accepting, and among them, I get to be who I am. Or at least I thought that was the case. It seems I was wrong. It's not just graffiti. I have quite a collection of handwritten notes too. The strange thing is, I keep my personal affairs to myself. I've never really been interested in any of the men here. Not my type. So I'm not sure what I could have done to upset this person. If I had to guess, I'd say it's probably one of those cultists. Strange bunch. They insist there's only one god, and that he considers my nature a sin. Can you believe that? If there are any of them here, they won't admit it. Not since they supposedly burnt down half of Rome last year and went into hiding.
Newsflash, they didn't actually burn down Rome.
Escalating. Eventually, my secret admirer is going to cross a line and break the golden rule. What? Really? I didn't expect that. But thanks. It's always a pleasure to meet someone so selfless. I'm glad you arrived when you did. I'd start by figuring out who the cultists are. Or maybe ask around among the merchants here. Someone who lives or works in the forum must have seen something. But if you find them, please don't hurt or humiliate them. I suspect they're just confused. Come back and let me know what you find.
Okay. Cool. Interesting. Very interesting.
Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on it.
Hey, you.
Hello there, friend. May I say, that is a glorious bow you're carrying. Do you mind if I ask where you acquired it?
Okay, so I'm gonna say some observations I made that Trenchcoat also mentioned. So what comes down to the golden rule, the bar lady, she said she knew a way out, but the cost was 1,000, denarii. And the lady who was poisoned gave her the 1,000 denarii, and the lady gave her hemlock, but the girl didn't drink it right away. So therefore, by the lady not drinking it right away, in my mind, the conclusion is that she didn't really do anything wrong. The lady drank the hemlock later, however, when she realized she wouldn't been able to pay off the debt, or other things happened. That happened. As for the ruler, the ruler guy, it's kind of more complicated. But he and our protagonist character are the only two people who actually remember everything that happens. Basically, he stays immortal and in power because we're always going to be in this loop of time, or some other poor, miserable schmuck, as he says.
Well, I'll take your word for it. But perhaps you'd be interested in selling it to me. I mean, it's not as if you...
No, I'm not giving it to you.
Down here. Oh well, let me know if you change your mind. For now, can I help you with something?
So, that's the summary. And he put one of his daughters in the sewers, locked her in the sewers. And the reason why that didn't break the golden rule is because she knew a way out. But the being in this place doesn't want anyone to escape, so therefore, again, he's not breaking the golden rule because no one is leaving. People have tried to leave, and there's golden statues that show what happened to those people.
I don't, I'm afraid. But I did overhear Fabia telling Georgius she saw something.
Okay.
Very well. Another time.
And Decius here also locked us in the Shrine of Diana, hence why we have the gold bow. But we're not going to, confront him about that, because we're nice about it. So let's talk to Fabia here. She's rolling flour on the floor.
You're back. Something the matter?
That's really unhealthy.
Terrible shame, that is. Maybe this'll help. Late last night, I was cleaning my oven when I heard some noises outside. The forum's usually dead quiet at that hour, so I came out to see what was going on. To be honest, I thought maybe poor old Dooley had got out of his cell and was snooping around again. So I put my head out and saw someone in front of Virgil's shop. I couldn't tell who, it was too dark. I called out to them, but they just turned and ran off without a word. All I remember is they ran past a lit torch, and the light glinted off something metallic. Armour, I think. So I suppose it could only be one of three people, Horatius, Domitius, or Rufius. I hope that helps. All right. Thanks again for taking care of our problem. I won't forget it.
Interesting. So let's go talk to these 3 people. Why don't we? We'll start with Horatius, Donatus, and then Rufius, because my logic is he's within arm's reach. So.
What is it, citizen? What? Absolutely not. I know someone's been threatening him, and I'm not happy about it. But I can assure you, it isn't me.
Do we bluff? I don't think we can.
Not that it's any of your business, but my loyalty is and always will be with Sentius. Unfortunately, I don't think my vote is going to make any difference today. See, Domitius has been going around town, shoring up votes for Malleolus with lies, bribery, and intimidation. The man's a savage, but he's a gladiator, so people fear and respect him more than they should. Sentius knows about it, of course, but he doesn't have the same rat cunning as Malleolus. This place will be different with that sleaze at the helm. But I try not to worry about things I can't change. I suppose it is. All right?
Are they?
Sorry about that. I was talking to my sister. Let's see.
How come you're allowed a weapon and I'm not? Malleolus isn't receiving visitors at the moment, it being election day. Do I seem like anonymous threats are my style?
Who do we bluff? Okay, I like to leave these. I like to leave this with trench coats sometimes if I am not sure who. So after we're done with this guy, we'll move on to the next guy, and then I'm going to ask Trenchcoat which one he thinks it is.
Whatever. Just
Cause sometimes I'm just like,
All
That's
weapons are to
keeping
be
an eye on
tossed into the
things,
chasm.
Horatius?
Magic, as always, priestess.
Name's Rufius. No idea what you're talking about? What?
they tell me to toss weapon into chasm, but don't really do anything about it to make me toss weapon into chasm, makes sense. Oh. Also, guys, that head just moved. That was kind of... Sorry, that was awkward. That was really awkward. Nothing there. Oh, hey, we found the rope and plaque. Or it's a stone disc. So... Alright, so it's Rufius. Rufius is threatening Virgil. Well, that was easy to figure out and discover, and I see that. So do I...
Wow, isn't that a big long bow?
Do I confront her? Alright, I gotta go find Rufius. Yeah, we'll confront Rufius, but what will we do? Or say? Hi.
And, you're not like...
Well...
You again. No idea what you're talking about. And I think you're an imbecile if you think that's going to work on me.
Okay.
I have nothing to say.
Okay, so what now? Octavia's home. Alright, well, let's go talk to Malleolus. Game. Oh, hi.
Salve again? Oh.
Yeah, I'm busy. So, I can't... The game... What do I do?
I have not.
So, there's nothing I can do about that.
Be careful who you trust.
That's Julia. She's wandering around now. To be fair, I don't really trust anyone in this town. Alright, so let's go talk to this senator. Is there already a unnamed thing up here? Because I never saw it. Maybe I just haven't been looking. Is it this thing here? Okay, that is the obelisk. Alright. But don't ask me what I'm looking for, I have no idea. So I think we're going to have to
Thank you. Thank you.
tell me I don't tell me I don't have to do all that all over again. I'm gonna be so upset. We took a nosedive into the water. Whoop whoop de doo.
Come back and let me know.
On the other hand, this does play in our favor. Right, let's go talk to him.
𝕱𝖙. Well. Oh. Very well.
This does kind of play in my favor though, because now I can just. Right. So let's go.
𝕱𝖙.
On your best behavior, I trust?
Absolutely.
What?
Mario. Do I? What?
All
𝕱𝖙.
weapons are to be
Keeping an eye
tossed
on
into the
things,
chasm.
Fight me. Fight me, Horatius. I dare you. I double, triple dare you. Because we all know what will happen. We'll all turn to gold. We'll all die horribly.
Wow, isn't that a big long bow?
Right, so let's not try to upset Rufius this time. Though I doubt it'll be possible. We'll see though. I know, it's all up to me. Sup?
Link. No idea. Yes, so what? And why should I? The one true God says that for man to lie with another man is an abomination. His presence here is a A threat to us all. Well, I don't know. Maybe God
How
hasn't
interesting.
noticed yet.
How very interesting.
But when he does, we're going to have a problem.
Which do I say? Which do I say, Trenchcoat? Pick one. You know what? While you make a decision, I'm gonna walk my dog. Okay. I'll be back. Hey, he actually came up with a decision. Bravo.
Well, I wouldn't get so angry if he wasn't so... you know.
Alright, which do I say now? One. Okay. All right. I'm just reading. I'm reading what other people. Trying to figure out what other people will do. Well, it's not because I get telling me. Okay, we'll do one.
Makes me uncomfortable. I don't like where you're going with this. You'd better take that back before I make you. I have no idea what you're talking about. And unless you want your jaw broken, I think it's best if you don't ever talk to me again.
Thank you. Demetrius doesn't usually let anyone in here without a hefty tribute, so you must have been desperate to see me. Well, what do you want? Look, if I had a Roman plaque in my possession, I'd be happy to sell it to you, but I don't, so I can't. Are you insane? You barge into my villa uninvited and then make outrageous demands? Why would I withdraw from an election I'm bound to win? My name is Marcus Malleolus-Gurgis. You seem to have confused me with someone else. You mean my heterochromia? I am guilty of nothing more than having different colored eyes. And I'm hardly the only person with the condition. Alexander the Great had it too, as it happens. I like to think it is simply the way the gods have chosen to mark a natural-born ruler. Nothing more. That's... I try...
Oi! How did you get in there, you cheeky little stirkus? If I cop an earful from Malleolus, I'll be coming for you.
Okay, we already know about that. Hello.
You're not supposed to be in here. Talk. What business could you possibly have with me? My marital affairs are no concern of yours. Thank you very much.
Wait, is she supposed to be... Guys, is she supposed to be, Persephone?
An intriguing proposition. Go on.
Thank you, Trenchcoat.
Perhaps you're not as silly as those clothes make you look. What makes you say that? You know, I may have the very thing you're looking for. Some time ago, when he still cared for me, he wrote me a love letter. Only... he used the wrong name. Now, addressing one's wife by the wrong name is not unheard of among philandering Romans. But in this case, the name he got wrong was his own. I confronted him about it, and he stammered through some incoherent response. I let it go, eventually, and yet questions have lingered in the back of my mind ever since. But wait a minute. Why exactly are you helping me? To withdraw? Listen, I may not be Penelope to his Ulysses, but to ruin his
Ulysses.
plans to become a magistrate? You must think me quite mad. I've heard enough. Get out of here at once. Demetrius, come quickly. We're being robbed.
Gosh darn it. Okay. She has 2,000 denarii. So, I can't talk to Claudia anymore. Or can I? Can I?
Do I need to call 𝕮𝖎𝖙?
No, I don't. Okay. I'm out of here.
How come you're allowed a weapon and I'm not?
Because I'm awesome.
Feeling all right?
Fantastic.
You made it into the palace. I'm impressed. How is Nevia? Willowback. I should have known. It was under my nose the whole time. That's very helpful. Thank you. If this works, it should settle Rufius down some. I have some right here. Could you do me a favor and give him some of this? He'll just need to swallow a pinch of it. I'm hoping it will avert disaster.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm really glad you arrived when you did. That's a shame. Thanks.
Right, hopefully this'll, help him out.
I hope you're coping.
I am coping.
I have nothing to say to you, kaput merde.
Okay, I guess we have to do something rash.
Salve.
Hi.
Ah, a fellow traveler. Greetings. My friend, your work. And in a city full of Romans, you are asking me? Because I am Greek. Let me tell you something about Greeks and Romans. My name is Georgios, yes. But the Romans, they do not care. They hear me say Georgios, and they think, ah, he must mean Georgius. Good Roman name. They do this all the time. They see us worshipping Zeus, they copy us, but call him Jupiter. They take Hades and call him Pluto, Persephone, Proserpina. I am flattered that they copy our ideas, but why must they change the names? Do they want credit for making it all up? Do they want to forget where it came from? At first, I pull my hair out. After a while, I give up, and I become Georgius the Roman. I accept the world is Roman now. Plus, I have no hair left. But my point is this. If you want to know who stole an old Greek name, look no further than the sticky-fingered Romans. The plague you seek was pilfered from a collection of old Greek relics by none other than Douli. He cannot help it. Like a typical Roman, he likes shiny things, especially those that once belonged to my people. And besides, it makes him happy. So I say, let him keep it. I believe he still has it with him, in his cell, just opposite the Temple of Demeter. Ah, I knew this day would come. I do not wish to lie to you, my friend, but even discussing this matter is dangerous. Please, let us leave the live coals safely beneath the ash. Very well. But the magistrate would not look kindly upon this, so please keep it to yourself. For several months now, I have been sneaking out at night to worship the gods of my ancestors in the temple of Demeter. Each day, I leave offerings of food in the hope that we may have a bountiful harvest, and yet the next day when I return, the food is missing. The offering, it is symbolic, you see. It is never eaten. So I ask, who or what is devouring the food in this temple? Stranger still. Once I sat in front of my shop like the 100-eyed Argus until dawn to see if I could spot a thief going in. But do you know what I saw? Nothing! Nobody entered, and yet when I went to take a look, my offering was gone. It is bizarre, is it not? When I told my friend Kabash of this at the tavern, he offered to help investigate. He went in, and to my dismay, he was never seen again. It is the only Greek temple in the city. Head towards the baths, and it is the last building on your right. I do not think you should but you do not strike me as a...
I know.
That's quite an impressive bow you have there.
Dang.
Just like Diana's.
Hello. Do you like it? It's shiny, innit? It makes me happy just looking at it. But if I gave it to you, then I wouldn't have it anymore, and I'd be sad. But it's mine, and I really like it. I want to keep it. Well, if you get me out of here, then I wouldn't need it anymore because I'd already be happy. Then you could have it, and you'd be happy too. Like Galerius? Yeah, Galerius will let me out. Bye-bye.
Okay. Well, we found something, guys. We found a secret. Boy. Well, the torches are all still lit, so that's a sign that people have been coming through here. Usually torches being lit usually means, you know, that people come and go. Whoa. Look at this place.
Come and join me by the fire.
Welcome, welcome. May I ask your name? It's a sincere pleasure to meet you. Tell me, what brings you all the way down here? Ah, 𝕮𝖎. I know this man. He came through here some weeks ago. I will tell you everything I know, but first, a request. I have been living down here alone for many years, with nobody to talk to but myself. The one thing I long for above all else before I die is a good philosophical argument with somebody astute. I'm hoping that person is you. Let us find out with this simple question. Have you deduced the name of the god responsible for the Golden Rule?
It's Pluto.
Excellent. I see you are indeed quite astute. Very few come to that realization before their time in the sun is over. Now, will you join me in a friendly Socratic dialogue?
Do I indulge this guy?
Good enough for me. Now,
I guess I'm going to.
Let me begin with a question. Would you say you know the difference between right and wrong? And to what extent? In every situation? So, you're not entirely confident. That is quite sensible. Indeed, I'm reminded of something Socrates once said. To paraphrase, better to know that you know nothing than to know nothing and think that you know. It is because knowledgeable people have learned enough to know they know very little, in the broader scheme of things. You see, out there in the world, being uncertain about right and wrong was acceptable, because our mistakes rarely had consequences. So we would tell lies and bend rules and turn a blind eye and rationalize, and yet still find a way to think of ourselves as good people. But under the Golden Rule, morality matters. The slightest wrongdoing could result in a mass execution. So to navigate this maze, we would have to be certain about the difference between right and wrong. Wouldn't you agree? So let me ask you this. Is there one system of morality which is always perfectly correct, which you could follow in every situation and always do the right thing?
I would say that there is, but humanity is inherently flawed, so therefore even if we followed a system of morality, our corruption would always be there.
Are you sure? Or is it possible that humans simply haven't figured out the right system yet? After hundreds of years, and as many great thinkers dedicating their lives to these questions, what hope do we have if our best and brightest haven't been able to answer them? Good. Never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow. Would you say you know that? And to what extent? So that is, better. It is you. So, but so. How can that be? If there is a correct moral code, then you know, I think you'd find an ally in Herodotus, a scribe from among my people who lived some 400 years ago. He told the story of a man named Darius, whose curiosity was piqued when he learned that a certain tribe had the practice of eating their dead. He asked some Greeks who burnt their dead, "What would it take for you to eat your dead?" Aghast, they replied, "Nothing." Then he asked the tribe who ate their dead, "What would it take for you to burn your dead?" "Nothing," they replied, equally aghast. From this, Herodotus concluded that custom is king, that right and wrong are merely local ideas which do not survive the journey from one tribe to another. I take it you're in agreement? Then let me ask you this. If you visited a tribe where they ate each other, copulated with the dead, and drank wine from cups made out of human skulls, would you still maintain that within such a tribe there is nothing wrong with such conduct?
Ugh. I mean,
And that's a credit to you. It is the mark of a civilized person to change their position when presented with a superior argument. My point is this. I don't think anyone alive truly knows any hard and fast rules about right and wrong. Surely you would agree there are circumstances where, for any rule you can imagine, if there is one thing I have observed about rules, it is that virtuous people do not need them, and evil people will always find a way around them. And so we must accept our limitations, and the sad truth that no human society will ever achieve the utopia for which it strives. In mathematics, we would call it an asymptote, a line that can be approached but never reached. Because the only way to create a utopia is with the ever-present threat of force, such as the Golden Rule. This and no other is the root from which a tyrant springs when he first appears as a protector. And life under tyranny is no utopia at all. I'm glad to hear that. In any case, thank you for humoring an old man. I would be happy to answer your questions. You mean, how did I end up living alone in this cave with nothing but these relics of the past for company? It's a long story. I was a quarrelsome young man. At 19, I left Corinth for Rome to study rhetoric at one of her finest academies, so I could argue more forcefully. Back then, I used to enjoy verbally sparring with everyone I could, and I was good. One night, I found myself in a tavern, in an argument with a drunken mercenary. It became heated, he drew a gladius, and I won the argument, but lost my life. I woke up on the banks of the Styx at a campfire opposite Karen. Of course, I tried to persuade
hey,
him
look,
to let me
Karen.
return.
Karen.
But even with all my skill, I failed. I settled in, made friends, and learned what I could, quickly realizing our little community faced certain death under the Golden Rule. So I began looking for a place to hide underground. Fortunately, I found this place waiting for me. You see, I was not the first to take refuge here. I returned to my friends above, persuaded them to join me, and 12 of us descended for the last time to live out our days hidden from Hades' tyranny. They are one and the same. The Romans call him Pluto, but long before that, my people called him Hades. I fear that if you were to utter my name in the city, even by mistake, that Hades would hear you and know I am still alive.
Huh.
My generation was wiped out, turned to gold, many years ago. My friends and I were able to avoid the same fate by hiding down here. I think it's safest to assume that if I was to return, Hades would realize that his furies hadn't finished the job, and he'd send them after me again. I'm afraid I am the only one left. There were 12 of us in the beginning. But one by one, my friends passed away. Some from malnutrition, others from madness and despair. It has been lonely. Before my unexpected visit from 𝕮𝖎 some weeks ago, I'd not seen another person in many, many years. Living in darkness is not without its challenges. The first challenge is diet. Fortunately, I found that eating fresh fish provides most of the nutrients I need. And sometimes, when there are Greek people living up above, I surface at night and salvage the offerings they've left in the temple of Demeter. The greater challenge is the isolation. So I like to imagine arguments, where I argue both sides. But, like so many things in life, arguments are better with a partner. As you wish. Ha! If I did, would I be living like this? Did we not discuss it at length already? Oh, I see. You're toying with me. Ha! You seek the plaque bearing the Egyptian inscription. It is a cursed object, and I would be happy to give it to you, if 𝕮𝖎 had not already taken it. I will tell you, but you may find him hostile. To prepare for your encounter, there are certain things you must know. Very few know this, but before the Romans came to this city, it was once entirely Greek. The architecture, the temples, and the people. When the Romans came, in typical fashion, they claimed it as their own, built over everything that could be built over, and renamed the things that could not. Thus, the shrine of Persephone became the shrine of Proserpina. And when they found an obelisk bearing the name Hades, they tore it off and replaced it with Pluto instead. And the city's dwindling Greek residents, witnessing this compulsive Roman conquest, decided to preserve what they could of their heritage. They gathered their art and valuables, secreted them away through the temple of Demeter, and hid them here, out of reach of the Romans. However, there was one thing that always seemed out of place to me, and it is the very thing you seek. An even older plaque bearing an Egyptian inscription. We had no idea until years later, when the first of my friends began to die. As a result of their deaths, we began to dig catacombs branching off from this cavern to lay them to rest. We extended the tunnel so far that we accidentally discovered another, an even older tunnel, which somebody had gone to great lengths to keep hidden. Suddenly it made sense why there was an out-of-place Egyptian plaque among our people's possessions. You see, we proud Greeks had thought the Romans beasts for stealing and corrupting our heritage. But it turns out this game has been going on much longer than any of us imagined. I think it is best you head through the catacombs and follow 𝕮𝖎's trail. There are certain things you must see for yourself. Take this key. You'll need it to open the gate.
Cool.
I enjoyed our chat, but please, keep my presence here a secret, yes?
I like that guy. Alright, let's go find what's his name. I feel like I'm gonna need this. You enjoying yourself, Trenchcoat? You still here? You still invested? Wow. I'm glad. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. Because that's what I wanted. I'm thoroughly enjoying this game. Some things that confuse me, some things that make my brain spin a little bit. But other than that, I'm enjoying myself. Thank you. These don't even speak, they're just angry. So there's an Egyptian plaque. Really now. Doing the funky dance. So I'm guessing that at one point he was called Anubis, you know, and then it went from Anubis to, was it Set? Is it Set or is it Anubis? Hi.
Stop. Do not come any closer. Who are you? I am Kabash.
Ah, there's Kabash.
And let me guess, another Greek or Roman come to loot and plunder the resting place of my ancestors, Trousers, boots, curious here. No, I suppose you do not. Then what do you want? To what end? That is welcome news. You really are not Greek or Roman, are you? I was planning to return it myself, but for now, I must remain. Here, take it, and restore the honor
Osiris,
of
fine.
Osiris.
Osiris. Yay. Thanks.
Now, as for the other plaque. Indeed, I have it right here. I stumbled across a collection of dusty curiosities while searching for a place to hide from the hungry children of Amit And there it was. You may not. In fact, I am about to destroy it. Because it speaks a treacherous, blasphemous lie. I will tell you, but first, do you know what this place is? It has a name, and that is the Duat. See what has become of it. I have been down here for weeks, piecing together its story, and here is what I have learned. As Egypt declined and the Greeks had their turn to flourish, their souls came here in great numbers, but instead of adopting our ways, they copied and corrupted them. When they found the obelisk bearing the name Osiris, the true god of the underworld, they desecrated it, removing his name and replacing it with Hades. Even the ferryman of the dead, known to my people long before as Kerti, they renamed to
That is
Kera,
really cool
as
and
if
interesting.
That desecration was not enough. They built over this place, using it as the foundation for their own underworld, so that ours was forgotten. My only solace is that the Greeks then suffered the same fate when the Romans rose to power, renaming Hades to Pluto, and the cycle began anew. It is inscribed with a script I do not recognize, but it is ancient, almost as if it is older than the plaque bearing Osiris's name. But if that is so, it would imply the gods of Egypt are mere imitations too, copied and corrupted from an ancient people who prospered even before us. And
Yeah,
that
probably.
my people did to them what the Greeks and Romans did to us. But this, I cannot accept.
I'm willing to bet it's in
I
Hebrew.
sense a deception. Perhaps it is the work of Set, the usurper,
I
seeking
bet
to undermine
you.
Osiris once more.
I'm sorry to leave this at a cliffhanger, but I need a drink. I'm dying, so I'll be back in a second. Notice he has a bow, guys. I don't know if anyone noticed he has a bow on his back.
You must think me a fool. This work of sacrilege must be destroyed, thrown into the black abyss below in Osiris's name.
Because I hate to break it to you, Kabash, but there actually was somebody before Osiris and the Egyptian gods, even the gods of and etc. Hint, the god who created the whole universe and everything in existence. I hate to break it to you.
You are too late. It is done. You would plunge into the depths of the Duat with no way back up. Madness.
Madness?
We shall see.
See ya. Nurgle the Fierce One. Oh, Nurgle. Nurgle is Viking, isn't it? Right, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Yes. It's Babylonian. Syrian and Babylonian. Yes. Interesting. Very interesting. I like this game. So many historical things. Yeah, that's Babylonian in Assyria. No. I literally just fact-checked myself, so you don't have to, trench coat. I literally fact-checked myself. Yeah. Nurgle is Babylonian. So is Assyrian or Babylonian. I just looked it up. I really like this game. This game has such history. There is a lot of history put into this game. It's like a big, gigantic mythology lesson. And it's enjoyable. Oh! I nearly got ran over by a boulder, guys. I'm Philofhatsandgames. I get run over by boulders. Amazing. Oh. Ha ha ha, joke's on you.
When I told you that you would not find a way back up, that was not a prediction. That was a promise. You will die here. I disagree. I warned you against coming down here, against perpetuating this sacrilege, but you persisted. You have undermined and dishonored the true god of the underworld. How did you think this would end, if not with bloodshed? Very well, I will listen. But if I sense deception, or if you further insult my gods, I will carry out my threat. So tell me, why should I let you live after you salvaged this instrument of blasphemy?
Yep. I'm trying to figure out how to persuade this guy without dying, or without, you know, fighting him. Because that's what the guides I'm reading are saying. But does it look like... problematic. We could be honest with them and just say we're just trying to replace it. But...
Then you admit it. You met we and yet did our... You... Ha, good, I can...
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Oh, that didn't work out. That's nice to know. Now we need to find the other two plaques.
Huh? You... Alright. But...
Oh, thank goodness. I don't have to do all of that work. Right. What am I gonna do? Oh, right. Talk to, Rufius.
You, Tantalus, cannot catch the drops of water.
Well, I did all the research for you already.
Troublemaker coming into the city.
I know, and I'll take care of it. Just go and hide, but not in the empty shrine.
What business? Willow bark. And this will work? Oh, thank God. Finally, some relief. This is what I've been praying for. Maybe God hasn't abandoned me after all. Thank you. I've been in a lot of pain lately. The rheumatism, these cursed statues always watching, and the crisis of faith. It was too much. Started messing with my head.
Lucretia, no time to explain.
This is exactly what I needed to set it straight again. I owe you one.
I think she's going to be all right. Galerius, you're amazing. How did you know?
I was just...
No idea what you're talking about.
I don't understand. How did... Never mind.
Alright. After this, we're square. I think I have seen that plaque. Sorry I lied. Can't be too careful these days. Head into the caves behind the theater. Turn right, then right again. Oh, and here. You'll need this key.
Well, look at that.
You didn't get that from me.
Thanks, Rufius.
See you around.
What guy?
Ah, you again. No idea what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Look, I haven't been at my best lately. I know that. It's the rheumatism. It starts with
Fortune
constant
smile on you,
pain in
brother.
all your joints. Then the pain starts to mess with your head. Makes you angry, mean. I know that's not an excuse for how I acted. But it's the truth. But with the willow bark, I'm already starting to feel like myself again. I'll leave him alone from now on. It's not as if I was ever going to hurt him anyway. I was just lashing out. I'm going to go and clean up the graffiti. Just forget this ever happened. Will you?
Oh. He's so precious. He's a good man. He's a good man.
Ah, a new face. So, I hear we have you to... What? You went snooping in his place? That was risky. We're lucky you didn't cross any lines. Have you spoken to him about it? Really? How did you manage that? Poor fellow. I've heard that can really mess with a person's head. Well done for figuring that out. Really? That's promising. I'll keep an eye out for him. Nice to talk to you.
Citizen?
Right, Trenchcoat. Could you go back in my stream and find out where he said the plaque is? Like, go back and find out where he said to go, because my brain just kind of yeeted out the window. Could you do that for me?
A golden bow, just like Apollo and Diana's.
I know. Also, the dodgeball is the sound of things breaking. Look, he's doing it. He's cleaning it right now. Look at him go. Hey, that guy. Good to see you, buddy. Long time no see. Caves behind the theater. Right, then right again. Thank you, Trenchcoat. Caves behind the theater. 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 Am I brainless? I mean, it's been, what, 2 hours of playing this game? Probably. Caves behind the theater. Good to know. Caves behind the theater, then right and right again.
Shiny.
Somehow I think that woman in yellow likes me in more ways than I want to think about right now. Right, then right again. Oh, braces. I am so sorry, dude. I've been told those things are painful at first. Hello. Follow Octavia to see where she prays. Okay. So to follow what's her face, to see where she prays. My brain. Well, from what I've been told by,
I hope you're coping.
I am coping. What I was told by an old friend is that it's awful at first, but after a while, you'll get used to it. That doesn't help much, but that's all I can give you, buddy. Sorry. Yes, I know, but priestess. Gosh darn it, she's not up here. We asked Georges, we asked 𝕬𝖎. We just need to now. My head hurts. So much information retained. Just bear with it. That's all I can say. I've never had braces in my life. Because that's just how my life has been. Honestly, the fact that he gave me that thing, it comes in handy. It's an awesome little gadget.
Salve.
Greetings and salutations. Greeting. Have you not Wendy me instead innocent so if have regret for even sadly it is not but on for all the I hope that
we can talk to the wife. We can talk to the wife. We can talk to the wife. We can talk.
Isn't the great temple majestic?
Sure. We can talk to the wife. We can talk to the wife. We can talk to the wife. I know. We can talk to the wife. We can talk to the wife. We can talk to the wife. Because she isn't angry now, because we had to reset time, so things should be fine. Hi.
I'm not so... Talk. I think a better question is, I have quite enough... You know, now I'll let it, but...
What would be the correct thing to say?
Oh, aren't you charming? It seems our interests are aligned. I imagine knowing his true identity will give me the leverage I need to manage him appropriately. But first, I need you to do something for me.
Okay.
I want you to bring me some wine. Just one small urn should do it. Oh, don't look at me like that. I know this must be hard for you to wrap your sweet little pleb head around. So what do you need me to spell out?
You know what? The less I know, the better. How about that?
So you'll help me?
Sure.
Excellent. Now, you'll need to pay a visit to that strumpet Aurelia in her tavern. I expect you'll have to flatter her a bit. If that doesn't work, you might be able to get some advice from Yulia, who's probably still at the shrine of Apollo. I heard they used to be close. They both appreciate the poetry of Sappho of Lesbos, if you get my meaning.
Ah.
Thank you.
Ah. Yes. I am getting it. We're banging all 4 cylinders now. I see where they're going with this.
Don't believe a word they tell you.
Okay. Where's Aurelia?
That's quite an impressive bow you have there. Just like Diana's.
Aurelia's that way. So we have to flatter her with poetry. That's what the game is telling me. Well, if there's one thing I'm good at flattering with poetry.
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
Livia, would you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
What?
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
What?
This again. You're in a world of your own, aren't you? Oh, you're here. And, you're not like it. Ugh. This... I do, but I'm afraid it's not for sale. It's the last jug in the entire city, so I'm saving it for a romantic occasion. Everything except this. Sorry, sweetheart. Really? That's your move. Unfortunately for you. What's that supposed to be? All right.
Alright, let's go talk to Lulia and charm this person. Because, I mean, if I was actually trying to charm her, I would spin quite the poetry, because I know how good I am at it. I know how to use words. I could build a scaffolding to the sky with words. I've charmed many a person in my time. And then I look like an idiot too, so where's that? Yulia, wait for me, wait. We gotta talk. Hey, how you doing? You look amazing.
Sorry, was there some... Really? You're going to give that snake a taste of her own medicine? I'm in. What do you need? Ah, so you need to sweep her off her feet, then? Is that it? I think I can help you with that. As much as it disgusts me to say this, we were sort of involved before she betrayed me. So I know her better than anyone. The thing you need to know about her is this. She's obsessed with money. An ostentatious display of wealth probably wouldn't hurt. One more thing, and I feel dirty saying this. She keeps a journal upstairs in her room, beside her bed. If you could somehow take a look, that might tell you how she thinks.
I have it.
May Nemesis guide you. No, but I'd been locked in Mali. If that's your idea...
Oh. I should have said that. Okay. I already know what she thinks. And she thinks it's funny that she poisoned her friend and put what's his face in debt. So I know, like she thinks it's so funny. Hi.
Don't believe a word they tell you.
I know. I shouldn't have said that to her. I shouldn't have said that to her. Ugh. I just click. That's all I do. I just click. It's like, kill me, please. Murder me. Just end my existence. I'm gonna now charm you.
Handsome. Back it. Every good eye. All right.
Yeah, I understand. Where is... There it is. So, what do...
You stay away from my money.
I'll fight you. Don't I already have her key? Yeah, I already have her key. What do I do? Right. We're gonna save here. And that's gonna be it, guys. We've done 2 hours and 28 minutes of this game. And when I can, I'll come back and play more of this sometime. Thank you, Trenchcoat, for stopping by. You're amazing. And thank you, that guy, for stopping by, and whoever else stopped by. It's been fun. It was fun. I'm going to go. We'll probably play more of this whenever I have the energy to do that. It takes a bit out of me to do a stream on Twitch and then a stream on YouTube later. Yes, good night.